Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Rahma Aulia from A1 with student numbers 2022-030. So today I would like to giving the explanation about the analyzed sentence structure from the article entitled An Analysis of Students' Ability and Difficulties in Writing Descriptive Text by Putri Eka Yohandita from Surya Kencana University. So first, what we are going to present. So first, I would like to present about sentence structure, especially about phrase, and then about noun phrases, verb phrases, adverbial phrases, preposition phrases. Analyze, we will analyzing the article to find out the four kind of phrases. So first, part one about sentence structure phrases. What is sentence structure? So sentence structure is arrangement of words, phrases, clauses in a sentence in order to make a meaningful sentence. So if we want to make a meaningful paragraph or meaningful sentence, we have to give in the concern about the words, phrases, clauses, sentences, and paragraph. So if you want to make a paragraph is consists of several sentences, and sentences consist of several clauses, and clauses consist of several phrases, and phrases consist of several words. So today I would like to more talk about phrases. So what is phrases? Phrase is a group of two or more words functioning as a meaningful unit within a sentence or clause. So if you want to make a sentence or like meaningful sentence, there are phrases on it. So phrases divided into four kind of types. First is noun phrases, second is verb phrases, and the third one is adverbial phrases, and the last is preposition phrases. So what is noun phrases? Noun phrases is a group of two or more words headed by a noun that includes modifier. So for example, the, I, or them with her. So modifier here is it can be a clause, a noun, a clause, a phrase or phrase that will help to modify the noun or pronoun. So modifiers divided into two kind of type. First is adjective modifiers, and the second one is adverb modifiers. So adjective modifier used to modify a noun or pronoun, and adverbs modifier used to modify a verb. So for the example, first, the tourist went to Ancol to take a picture at the yacht. So the tourist and the yacht here is the part of noun phrases. The words the here is a noun modifiers, and the tourist and yacht is a noun. So we can conclude that that these two types is use modifiers adjective because modify a noun. And then the second example, there are a lot of music concerts in Jakarta after the decrease. So same as before, a lot of music concerts. A lot of here is the part of modifier, and music concert is a noun. So we can conclude that a lot of music concert is part of noun phrases, which a lot of is modifier, and music concert is a noun. So a lot of is use modifiers adjective. And then the second one is the decrease. The here is the modifiers, and decrease here is a noun. So this phrase is use modifiers adjective. And then after noun phrase, there are verb phrases. So what is verb phrases? Verb phrases are words that demonstrate an action, such as sing, dance, smell, talk, and eat, which includes the main verb and its modifier, which are called auxiliary or helping verbs. So here, verb phrase, we can say that the word is verb phrase if that phrases have auxiliary and have a main verb. So auxiliary verb divided into three kind of types. First is to be, like rm is for present and is for past. And then to have, like have has for present and had for past. And then the last is to do, like do and does for present and did for the past. And main verb itself, the words which show the activity. So, for example, first, she has appeared on the Vogue magazine. So, has appeared here as a verb phrase, example of verb phrase, because has is an auxiliary, and then appear is the main verb. And then the second one, Casey was singing in the rain. Was here is the auxiliary, and then singing is the verb phrase. Sorry, main verb. And then the third is adverbial phrases. Adverbial phrases are a type of a sentence or a group of words that has the same ultimate meaning as an adverb. Therefore, adverbial phrases are often used as replacement for adverbs themselves and doesn't contain a subject and a predicate. So, in adverbial phrases, there are common expressions such as to, of, about, and then at, before, after, by, behind, during, and etc. And the adverbial phrases are also related into the adverb, like adverb of time, adverb of place, adverb of manner, adverb of frequency, and adverb of degree. So here, for the example, my mom stared at me with an angry expression. So here, the with an angry expression. With here is the common expression that always used in adverbial phrases. And an angry expression, it's describe the modify the word start. The word start here. And then adverbial phrases, it's also related into adverbial clauses. But in adverbial clauses, there are the subject and predicate. But in adverbial phrases, there doesn't have the subject and predicate. So here, for example, I will come to your house in the night, and I will come to your house after Marx arrived at my house. So here, so maybe I made some mistakes. It don't have to use s on the mark. So for the sentence, in the night is we can say that in the night it's adverbial phrases because there are no subject and predicate there. And then the second one, I will come to your house after Mark arrived at my house. Mark arrived at my house. Mark is subject and arrived as predicate. So we can say that the second one example of the adverbial phrases is adverbial clauses. And the last is preposition phrases. A prepositional phrase is a group of words consisting of a preposition, its object, and any words that modify the object. Most of the time, a prepositional phrase modifies a verb or a noun. These two kinds of prepositional phrases are called adverbial phrases and adjectival phrases, respectively. So, for example, the girl with the blue eyes catch the people's attention. So the girl is a noun, and with the blue eyes is modified the noun. With here is the common expression that is usually used in preposition phrases. And the blue eyes is the modified from the words the girl or as a noun. So because it's because this sentence is modified a noun, so we can conclude that it used adjectival phrases. And the second one, Mark sang very well during the performance. So here, during the performance, during here is the common expression that used in preposition. And then the performance is modified from the word sang, which is its part of verb. So we can conclude that it is used adverbial phrases in preposition phrases. So right now, move to the analysis sentence analyzes sentence structure in the article, and detailed analysis of students' ability and difficulties in writing descriptive text by Putri Eka Yowandita from Surya Kancana University. So here I have analyzed this article. And then the green one here shows the noun phrase, and then the blue one indicates for praise, and then the purple one indicate the adverbial phrase, and the yellow one is indicate the preposition phrase. So let's analyze it one by one. So first, from abstract, I found the title of this paper is an analysis of students' ability and difficulties in writing descriptive text. The title here is the part of noun phrase. Why? Because the here is the modifier and title is a noun. So as the definition that a noun phrase have to have a noun and modifier. So the second one, the researcher did the research at vocational high school. Did the research. Did here is the auxiliary, and the research is a main verb. And then the third one, the researcher did the research at vocational high school. So as I said before, that is related to adverb. So at vocational high school is related to adverb of place, and at itself it is like common expression that usually used in adverbial phrase. And then the fourth one, based on the results of this study, it is suggested for teachers to pay attention to the teaching structure. So it is suggested. Is here is the auxiliary verb, and suggested is main verb. So it's called verb phrase. And then the second one, to pay attention. To pay attention is preposition phrase, because to is a common expression that usually used in preposition phrase, and pay attention is reflect to the teachers. So it's modified from the teachers. And then the last, the components of writing that are analyzed the developing ideas. So the components here is noun phrase, because the is modifier and components is a noun. And then the here, the second one is the is noun phrase, and developing ideas is the noun. And then the introduction. First, by language, we can get good communication and interaction with the other people. So here, with the other people is a part of preposition phrase. Why? Because with is a common expression that usually used in preposition phrase, and the other people is modified communication and interaction. And then the second one is, in this research, the researcher will focus on writing. So the researcher is a part of noun phrase, because the is modifier and researcher is a noun. And then the third one, the students are difficult to find the idea when they are right. So here, are difficult to find. Are is a part of an auxiliary, and the main verb itself is find. So are difficult to find is a part of verb phrase. And then for example, some students also couldn't finish the writing at the end of the time. So it's a part of adverbial phrase, because it's related to the adverb of time. And then up here is the common expression that usually used in adverbial phrase. And then the last, an effective description will contain sufficient and varied elaboration of details to communicate a sense of the subject being described. So an effective description here and is a part of the modifier, and then effective description is a noun. So it use adjective modifiers, because modify a noun. So it's a part of a noun phrase. And then third is I analyzes the methodology, findings and discussion, and conclusion and suggestion. So first is methodology. The class consists of 22 students, and all of the students are males. So the class is a part of noun phrase, because the is modifier and class is noun. So it used an adjective modifiers. And then the second one, observation is the process of gathering first-hand information by observing people and places at the research site. So here is the process of gathering first-hand information. It's a part of verb phrases, because is is a part of auxiliary, and then the main verb is gathering. So the third one, it was given to the students after the last meeting. So it is a part of preposition phrase, which is after is a common expression that usually used in preposition phrase, and last meeting itself modify from the word students. Sorry, I mean given. And then the fourth one, it was given to the students after the last meeting. It was given. Was here is a part of auxiliary verb, and the main verb itself is given. So it can conclude that it was given is a part of a phrase. And then number 5, the students' ability and difficulties through real teaching and learning process in a real school in Indonesia. So in here is the common expression that used in adverbial phrases, and Indonesia is indicate to adverb of place. So that's why in Indonesia is a part of adverbial phrases. And then move to findings and discussion. The first example is the data presented in this study are based on the result of observation. So here the data, the is the part of modifiers, and the data itself is a noun. So it consists. The data is a part of noun phrase, and then using modifiers adjective because modify a noun. And then after this, the researcher did the first meeting on Tuesday, May 3rd, 2016. So did the first meeting. Did here is the part of auxiliary verb, and first meeting and meeting is the main verb. So it can conclude that this phrase is a part of a phrase, because have the auxiliary and have the main verbs. And then the second one, on Tuesday, May 3rd, 2016. It's a part of adverbial phrase because it's indicate to the adverb of time. And then it's related to the or modified to the verb meeting. And then the third example, all students present on that day is a part of adverbial phrase too, because on is a common expression that usually used in adverbial phrase, and that day it's indicate to the present of students itself. And then number 4, after watching the video, the teacher asked to the students what the video is about. So after watching the video is a part of preposition phrase, which after is a common expression that usually used in preposition phrase, but in this case, preposition phrase is used as a noun of the sentence. And then after that, the last one about findings and discussion is knowledge of a word not only implies a definition, but also implies how that word fits into the context. So a word and a definition here is a part of noun phrase, because A is modifier, and word and definition is a noun. So we can conclude that it's a part of noun phrase which used adjective modifier. And then in conclusion and suggestion, for the first example, from the observation result, the researcher concluded that the teacher teach descriptive text was good. So the observation result here is the part of noun phrase because the is a modifier and observation result is a noun. And then the second one, the text analysis is revealed that almost all the students showed very good ability in writing. So is revealed is a part of the auxiliary verb, and then revealed is main verb. So we can conclude that that phrase is a part of a phrase. And then the third, The researcher suggests that the teacher has to mix the learning activity with a game, song, and give motivation. So here, the researcher and the teacher is a part of noun phrase because they is modifier and researcher also teacher is noun. So we can conclude that the researcher and the teacher is a noun phrase with use modifier adjective. And then with a game, song, and give motivation is a part of preposition phrase, which is with is a common expression that usually used in preposition phrase, and that a game, a song, and give motivation is related into the learning activity that probably used by the teacher and researcher. And then the number 4. So, in the learning activity, the teacher and students, there is no eye contact or well communication. So, in the learning activity is a part of preposition phrase because in is the common expression that usually used in preposition phrase. And the last one is the teacher provide time to the students for practicing their writing skill. So here, for practicing their writing skill, it is adverbial phrase, which is for is common expression that usually use adverbial phrases. So that's all the analysis that I have made. So thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.